your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It was nice to see the sunshine earlier on today, but we have seen more clouds increasing across the area. Still, though, very mild, which is at least a nice change of pace for us. 75 in Champaign, as well as in Decatur, 74 in Danville, up to 77 in Paris. So it's a warm day, and 74 in the capital, which is where we have our Flooring America weather camera up on our Roofing Dog iNet. Those clouds, though, on the increase, like you see there, coming in mainly from the west, although our winds remain out of the southeast, up to around 10 miles per hour. So your planner for the rest of the evening should be generally still cloudy overnight tonight. A stray storm is possible, and then we'll see the chance for those pop-up storms over the course of the next week with temperatures in the 80s. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Could the State House expand or restrict Governor Pritzker's emergency powers and his ability to enforce them? Why the governor says right now he's disappointed.
A fight breaks out in one downtown and is caught on tape. And it's the weapons used that makes it unusual. Plus, one high school holds a scholarship ceremony every year. But this time they had to change it. Why the changes might be permanent.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
If we couldn't meet, if it was unsafe to meet, that's a different matter. But it is safe to meet. We're here meeting. We need to do our jobs.
Frustrations are mounting in Springfield, where Governor Pritzker and Republicans want open debate on his emergency powers. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The Illinois House and Senate are nearing the end of their three-day special session, and they have not yet held any public debate on how to reopen Illinois or how to punish companies that don't comply. Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live at the Capitol now, and so, Mark, a lot is riding on the decisions lawmakers make in these next few hours. So where do things stand right now?
Yeah, Jennifer, don't think that the coronavirus and these closures doesn't weigh heavy on the minds of these politicians. They are having a lot of conversations about the ability to enforce the governor's executive orders or the limitations or the expiration date on those executive powers, but those conversations so far are happening behind closed doors. They're wearing masks, these lawmakers are. They still have a lot on their plate. They're moving debate through about the budget, about coronavirus relief, and protections for workers that are still on the job. But earlier this morning, Senate Republican leader Bill Brady said, look, we're already here, we're spread out, we're safe, we're wearing masks, so if it's within our power to go ahead and tackle these big, heavy, complicated issues, then why go home now when we can wrap that up while we're here?
We need to check the governor's authority. That's what we're elected to do. We should not go home until we come up with a bipartisan, a plan that the legislature and the governor work on to re-engage this state.
And it is their obligation, frankly, to do their duty. They don't seem to want to help in any way dealing with the COVID-19 crisis by offering us the ability to use a small enforcement mechanism that we've asked for.
Those comments from the governor, could they get the ball moving? Before he said that, Speaker Madigan's office told us, hey, look, we're going to stick to the script, essentially, in so many words. They're just going to focus on the things that were on the special agenda. The governor's executive powers, not among them. But several Senate sources say they are working to try to clarify that language. And if I can clarify one thing, too, a lot of social media rumors floating around these days. Don't believe everything you read online. Some people were suggesting, what did one plan create the power for the governor to seize private property, for example? To their surprise, that power already exists in current state law. It was passed in 1987 under a Republican governor. This bill, one bill, would limit the governor's executive power to that 30-day window. Another one would just allow him to create that fine for businesses who would defy the executive order. Jennifer?
That's why we need you, Mark. Set the record straight. All right, thank you so much. One lawmaker is hoping to get the governor's attention via letters he's collected from downstate leaders. State Senator Chapin Rose spent the past month gathering them from county board members, mayors, and more in 10 central Illinois counties. Yesterday, he put all of them together, then drafted one of his own to Governor Pritzker. He was building a case, arguing the governor has not been collaborating with downstate leaders as the state gradually phases into reopening. The letters were his evidence, he says, of what downstate leaders actually want.
We've reached out to, ended up getting 59 pages of letters and comments and, everything from state's attorneys to county boards to mayors, right? And I'd say 95% of them said, look, Governor, work with us.
When asked if he had seen the letters, the governor said he hadn't reached them. They hadn't reached him yet, and he promised to look for them and said the opinion of local officials does have an effect on the way he makes his decisions. Now, you can read Rose's letter and some of the responses from local governments and watch an extended interview on our website, WCIA.com. The governor's emergency order faced its latest legal challenge in Clay County today, and the case faced the same judge who already ruled against the governor once. WCIA3's Cole Henke was in the courtroom today.
A judge here in Clay County granted a temporary restraining order to a small business, excluding them from the rules of the governor's emergency order. But this ruling only applies to that business. The owner of HCL Deluxe Tan in Clay City and his lawyer, Tom DeVore, were wanting the temporary restraining order to apply to all non-essential businesses in the state. But Judge Mike McCaney didn't agree. He told DeVore he needed to bring more evidence to the table if he were to grant that request.
And so I thought it was prudent of him to ask for more information in that regard. I respect that request, and I will get it to him.
The Attorney General said in court that they intend to appeal the decision. Judge McCaney gave a heated speech on his thoughts about the governor's orders. He compared them to royal decrees from a monarch. Governor Pritzker said the ruling wouldn't have had an impact outside of Clay County anyway if the judge made his ruling statewide, because judges in Cook and Sangamon County already ruled in the governor's favor. Reporting in Louisville, I'm Cole Henke.
DeVore is also Representative Darren Bailey's lawyer. He said after the hearing today, the U.S. District Attorney called for Bailey's case to be taken out of federal courts and back to state courts. Starting next week, child care will be able to expand as the state moves into Phase 3 of Restore Illinois. They'll be allowed to have no more than 10 children per classroom for the first 4 weeks and must follow social distancing and sanitizing routines. If that's followed, for that month, they'll be able to have larger groups of children, but not their full license capacity. Looking at the latest numbers on COVID-19 in Illinois now, more than 2,700 new cases were announced today. There are now more than 105,000 in the state. 110 more people died in the last 24 hours. There are now about 4,700 deaths in Illinois. It's easy to think the uptick in cases in Champaign County is because of the new testing site at Marketplace Mall. But CU Health District leaders say that's only part of it. They're reminding you to be extremely careful, especially if you're at work. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting explains why.
Health district leaders say there are now 24 outbreaks in Champaign County. An outbreak means 2 or more confirmed cases. Public Health Administrator Julie Pride says the now 88 cases at Rantoul Foods are to blame for other outbreaks. While increased testing at Marketplace Mall is adding to the growth, Pride says one of the biggest areas of spread is workplaces. As we head into Phase 3 as a state, Pride says it's more important than ever to stay a safe distance from each other and do the same thing we've already been doing. One of the biggest concerns with workplaces is employees taking breaks together and forgetting to be careful. Pride says Phase 3 does not mean it's time to lower our guard. She added that a significant increase in infections in central Illinois could pull our entire region backward. Reporting, I'm Courtney Bunting, WCIA3, your local news leader.
And speaking of testing, the new free site at Marketplace now has tested a total of 1,156 people. They first opened Tuesday and will be open every day from 8 until 4, except Memorial Day. It's a controversial topic at the Capitol, why some say voting by mail could lead to fraud. Plus, police are the ones usually called to investigate break-ins. This time, authorities didn't have to go far to find the suspect.